Today on Up Front, a new poll shows Governor Walker with a 5-point lead in the race for governor. Is the tide turning in this campaign, and what can we expect to see in the gubernatorial debates? It's our discussion today with two campaign veterans, Democrat Scott Ross and Republican Bill McCoshen. Then the Democrat running against Paul Ryan in the 1st Congressional District, why he supports a minimum wage of $15 an hour.
Covering the issues important to Wisconsin. This is Up Front with Mike Boucher.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Up Front. We've been calling it a virtual dead heat for several months now, but has momentum now shifted in the race for governor? The latest Marquette Law School poll shows Republican Governor Scott Walker leading Democratic challenger Mary Burke by 5 points among likely voters. That is the biggest lead either candidate has had in the poll since March. We're talking about the campaigns for governor and attorney general today with two political veterans. Bill McCoshen of Capital Consultants ran one of Governor Tommy Thompson's re-election campaigns. Scott Ross of One Wisconsin Now has worked on a number of campaigns for Democratic candidates. And thanks to both of you for being with us today.
Good to be here.
Scott Ross, I'll begin with you. Has this governor's race turned? This is the biggest lead either candidate has had in the Marquette poll. What do you see happening at this moment?
No, I think we're still, this is a neck-and-neck race, and I think anybody who would tell you differently is being disingenuous. I think it's pretty clear what the strategies are at play here. Governor Walker is running a base campaign. He's talking to his people. I think Mary Burke's running a little bit more expansive campaign, trying to talk to independents and swing voters, some of those people who voted for Walker in the recall and then 5 months later voted for Barack Obama in 2012.
So you don't think she's in danger at this moment, that this isn't a critical juncture of the campaign?
I mean, we're at the point where every moment's a critical juncture, but I don't think she has any, this is in no way the campaign slipping away from her. You've got a governor who's got real problems. He's got the problem with being last in the Midwest in jobs. We've got the John Doe investigation. We've got, women under Governor Walker with less rights in the workplace and less rights in the doctor's office. And we've got, a wholesale selling off of the state government that I think a lot of people out there have real questions about.
Bill McCoshen, let me get your take on it. As a Republican, do you think something's going on here?
Yeah, I think we've hit a turning point. I mean, to have it's a 5.8% lead. I mean, he's outside the margin of error. There's two important facts about this, the latest Marquette poll. Number one, the governor's above 50. This is the first time either candidates have been above 50. And number two, his lead's now outside the margin of error. I think that's fairly significant. I would say that has more to do with the campaign that Mary Burke has run over the last 2 weeks when the previous Marquette poll came out than anything the Walker campaign did. But nonetheless, the tide is clearly in his favor at this point in time.
So as a political strategist, would you keep doing what the Walker campaign has been doing, what the state GOP has been doing? In other words, trying to focus all of the conversation on the jobs plan flap, the Burke jobs plan flap?
Yeah, I think the plagiarism charge has stuck. There's no question about it. The Burke campaign can't seem to shake it. It's been around for 2 straight weeks now, and every time she opens her mouth about it, it gets a little bit worse for her. I think there's 2 issues with it. Number one, it undercuts the centerpiece of her campaign. Her campaign was supposed to be all about, I can create jobs, I'm the jobs person. And number two, she's a Madison school board member. I mean, what message does that send kids, that cheating's okay? I mean, what happens to your kid if they cheat on a test in school? They get an F. So Mary Burke gets an F on the last 2 weeks, for sure.
It has been 2 weeks. I mean, you've been in many campaigns. I mean, that's a long time to be answering the same sorts of questions, isn't it?
Yes. The thing is, though, I mean, I think people are asking themselves this, and I'll give you, I mean, absolutely having this out there isn't the greatest thing, but people are asking themselves this one simple question. Do I care about a consultant who didn't properly footnote documents in a jobs plan, or do I care about a governor who is allowing corporate special interests to ghostwrite a $70 billion state budget and, write the legislation to allow the biggest open pit mine in the world next to the largest freshwater source on the planet?
Scott, I'll tell you, as a campaign operative, the thing you want from your candidate at this point is message discipline. There's none of that in the Burke campaign. She's owned this. When she laid out her jobs plan, this was hers from start to finish, and it was informed by her years at Harvard and at Trek, and that turned out not to be the case. When she got called on the plagiarism thing, she said she had spent 100 hours working on this. Well, if she spent 100 hours, how come she didn't know that somebody else's work was in here? I mean, she can't reconcile her statements in the last 2 weeks. Message discipline is out the window for her.
Well, I think, I mean, we all know Governor Walker is in touch with Karl Rove, and Governor Walker is running a very Rovian strategy here, which is to take your biggest weakness, right? The fact that Governor Walker is a lifetime elected official who will say and do anything to get reelected, and attacking the character of Mary Burke. You know, what's Mary Burke done with her career? She's helped young people go to college. She's helped the Boys and Girls Club. Governor Walker stripped money away from those
What has she done the last 6 years?
Governor Walker has stripped money away from
Since
those
she
people
left Commerce, where has she
in
been?
order to enrich corporations with tax breaks. People were given to his campaign.
Let me jump in here for just spend 45 seconds on this issue. Does the debate on Friday night, the first televised debate in the governor's race, make any difference in this campaign? Is it a chance for Mary Burke, for instance, to sort of turn the page on the current discussion?
Well, yeah, because I think a couple things will come out of it. I think that they'll ask Scott Walker, will you pledge to serve 4 years if reelected? And the second thing is they'll ask him, you know, who's to blame for us not reaching your $250,000 job plan? And, you know, over and over again, he's given every excuse, everything, I think, from the Greek economy to the weather to, of course, the recalls. And we'll see if he puts a real answer in.
Do you think it makes any difference?
It could. Mary Burke has to reestablish credibility, which isn't easy. I mean, if you're a campaign handler of hers right now, you got to hope there isn't a deer in the headlights moment like there has been on this plagiarism issue. I mean, if she looks blankly into the camera next Friday night and can't answer some pretty basic questions, her campaign's done.
A week from today, the afternoon, in fact, I'll be moderating a debate with the candidates for Attorney General, Brad Schimel and Susan Happ. In our polling, there is almost no public awareness of this race, and yet the two of you know this is an important race. This is a big race. Why aren't the candidates on the radar of people in this state?
Well, I think, number one, there was a primary on the Democratic side. Susan Happ won a competitive primary. She beat candidates from both Milwaukee and Dane County.
Where you got 10% turnout.
Yeah, which is where the voting population base is in a Democratic primary, and she won. Since then, she's really gone dark. I mean, she has not been visible on the campaign trail for the last 40 days or so, and she's had to defend against some of her actions as Jefferson County DA, and I think you're going to see more of that over the next 30 days where they're both kind of picking and choosing different cases from Brad's background as Waukesha DA or hers as Jefferson County DA, and voters will have to decide, but it's a crucial race.
Scott Ross?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
I mean, you've run campaigns for Attorney General.
It's an incredibly important office. And I think the biggest beneficiary of this race being under the radar screen is Governor Walker, actually. Because, you know, a lot of the issues that would have been discussed in this race, the social issues. I mean, you know, Brad Schimel is an extremist when it comes to LGBT, abortion rights, voting rights. And the fact that that's not being discussed means that it's not being discussed really in the governor's race either, where Governor Walker has an identical record in terms of that sort of social conservative social extremism, and I think that's to the benefit of Schimel.
I think where Democrats got it right was they chose a prosecutor. I mean, that is the formula. You got to have a prosecutor to run for this job. Where they went wrong is they found someone who's soft on crime, and that's going to play itself out over the next 30 days, and it'll ultimately be devastating to the Happ campaign.
Bill McCoshen and Scott Ross, good to have you back on the program. Thanks very much for your time. You bet. Coming up later on Up Front, the battle for control of the state Senate as Democratic discord helped the Republican candidate in southwest Wisconsin. But first, Congressman Paul Ryan is set to meet his opponent in debates. Democrat Rob Zerban on whether he can make it a game changer when Up Front continues.
Up Front with Mike Goucher, brought to you by the American Transmission Company and the Wisconsin Corn Growers Association.